Firstly, how you got involved in affiliate marketing.
Is that hard to get a job at TrafficStar? What do you like the most about affiliate marketing, Peter? It's now often said that affiliate marketing, as we know it, is kind of stagnating.
Is the year of 2018 going to be the best for TrafficStar?
Yes.
Big international brands are quite reluctant to place their ads on adult kind of websites. Do you probably know why? xHamster is still your biggest publisher,
Yes.
right? Yeah, can you tell me the most effective channels to attract new affiliates?
How do you fight fraudulent traffic, bot traffic?
Submit us your New Year's resolution for 2019. We will pick together the top 3.
We will.
And those 3 will be contacted by us and receive this training. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope to talk to you soon or see you soon in the next event.
I wanted to ask you this. Do you probably have your opinion about that? I noticed that big brands, big international brands, are quite reluctant to place their ads on adult kind of websites. Do you probably know why?
I mean, we all know why, because it's a branding issue for them. So they don't want to expose their brands on or be connected with adult content, obviously. But
do you see it as a smart thing?
To be fair, no. So I think that it depends obviously on the brand. If you, I don't know, if you're what product you represent and whatever. But I think there is a lot of products that would be suitable for to advertise on adult sites and to really do branding on adult sites. The only way we work at the moment is with performance-based offers. But I think there's a lot of branding that can be done for very cheap prices, and not even considering only the branding that you achieve through the users that see you, but also through the media that will
cover it for sure.
Definitely cover it and make it a bigger thing than it was.
Have you ever had any inquiries for like any brands not related to adult industry?
Yes, we recently had one from a champagne producer in Germany, which was a very nice thing. And I think they are very smart and they have good ideas. We're working on a project with them now, so it's also not easy to get this through their shareholders and everything to believe in this, but only the attempt, I respect it, and that's why we decided to go for it and to help them as much as we can.
Cool, probably we will see it soon.
I hope so, yes.
Wanted to talk about business a little bit, about TrafficStar. How many publishers roughly do you work with at the moment?
It's thousands of publishers. Meanwhile, that's actually a very interesting thing also about TrafficStars, that we started off with one publisher. So the whole idea of TrafficStars was to monetize xHamster mainly, beginning, since we're from the same company group. And so we started off with this, and meanwhile it's thousands and thousands of smaller sites that we manage as well. And we are really proud of that, because it's not a very easy thing to pull off when you come from one big site that you manage to have the same service for smaller sites. And
but xHamster is still your biggest publisher,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
In percentage,
I would say roughly 50% maybe of
50%.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was really interested to know how you got these exclusive rights to represent xHamster.
Well, it was because we're owned by the same company group.
Oh, okay.
Basically, so yeah, the shareholders are the same behind both companies.
That's why xHamster their ad spots cannot be sold anywhere else.
No, it's exclusive to TrafficStars. And the main idea for that was that for a big publisher like that, the quality of the ads is very important. So they wanted to have kind of control themselves of what is run and make sure they work with the highest standards possible.
That is very right. And in terms of like your technology, you are one of the best on the market. you have a great moderation system,
Yeah.
very well known.
Yes.
And can you tell me if that has been developed in-house, or you probably
Yes.
use some other solutions?
No, everything concerning our platform has been developed in-house, so 100%. And we can be really proud of that, I think, because we achieved that in only 4 years. That's when
That took you 4 years to develop the system.
we started off with a different kind of system, and then after a couple of months or a year, I think it was, we realized it's not the type of system that will be able to manage all these volume in the best possible way. So we decided to really start from scratch and develop everything the best possible way.
Does it take a big part of your revenue or profit to reinvest for that system?
Yes, it does, but we believe that we constantly develop our platform further, so we never stop. It's never good enough. And we bring out a lot of interesting features soon that I'm sure you will hear of. And we believe that through those new features, we will also increase a lot our revenues. So we're not planning to stay where we are. We have very ambitious plans for the future, and we want to grow.
And regarding to security for your publishers, I believe that you work hardly toward ensuring that non-misleading ads are appearing on their websites. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have a whole compliance team that checks every single ad manually. So nothing goes live which doesn't go through their eyes, basically. Plus, on top of this, we have a few third-party tools that are automatically checking our ads constantly.
That checked manually first and then constantly being checked by some tools.
Everything that is live will be constantly checked, basically to make sure.
By third-party tools, or you also develop something to
No,
check?
there we use third-party tools, but we're also planning there to invest a little bit and to develop our own solutions that are tailor-made and for us.
What is like your personal feeling about this kind of misleading ads? Do you see them less or more?
I would say there are phases. For me, I don't really see them much less, but since we have very good control also when somebody signs up, our compliance team is pretty smart already, so we detect most of the fraudulent users basically already when they come in. So there are certain patterns and what we over the year defined that already we need to be alerted basically. And then we watch these people very closely.
Like what kind of misleading ads people push into?
Yeah, regarding the misleading ads, I think there are a bunch of different things that we constantly see. So that an ad from a banner spot would trigger some pop-up or something, or would take over the site or something, or would redirect to some offer directly. One thing that we all dislike a lot is tech support ads, obviously.
That's a bad thing.
That would freeze your browser or something like that. But these we really we have statistics of our compliance team that we monitor closely also, and we see that all these alerts are going down and down and down.
Do you still see people trying to push those kind of ads?
All the time, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we need to be on high alert 24/7. So.
Have you ever had any problems with your publishers because of those kind of like ads, those kind of advertisers?
Obviously, when a publisher, at some point something can slip through. We cannot detect 100%. I think we're probably the best in this industry anyways in detecting these things. But yeah, it can happen to everyone. And
how do you usually handle it?
We're in close contact with all our publishers. So normally the publisher, when he spots something like this, he immediately reaches out to the publisher account manager on our side. And the publisher account manager reaches out to our compliance. And we usually find those ads super fast, and then we reject it.
Is the year of 2018 going to be the best for TrafficStar?
Yes.
In percentage, what growth do you expect this year comparing to the last?
It's around 15-20% growth.
Great. And what are your goals for the next year?
For next year, we have big growth plans again, but we're not planning to like double our revenues or anything that is not realistic or would just be quick business. We always plan sustainable growth, and yeah, the good news is we know exactly how to achieve it.
I know very well that for network of your sites, in terms of volume, the normal revenue monthly would be between $1-2 million. Are you within those numbers?
We're luckily above those numbers. I can't give you exact figures at the moment, but
You are above $2 million.
We're above those numbers, yeah.
Great. And wanted to also ask you, what is normal average marginality on the traffic that you have?
You mean the percentage of the payout that we usually we pay out around 80 to 85%.
So you keep for yourself around 15-20%.
Yeah.
Great. And
the margins have become much tighter in this market. So it used to be different a few years ago. I know the margins were rather around 30%. But yeah, the competition
that is
tough.
why of competition, right?
Yeah.
That's because of competition.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to pay your publishers basically more than others. Okay.
Yes.
And in terms of traffic volume, can you give me numbers?
Yeah, we're around, since like a couple of months, since 3 months, 4 months, we're around 2 billion impressions per day.
For all kind of traffic.
For all kind of formats, all kinds of traffic, yeah.
Wow, 2 billion daily.
Yeah, it's quite a quite a big number.
Are you not biggest yet?
We're not the biggest yet, but
second, third.
I'm not even sure. This is not something that we want to achieve quickly because we still want to be the best quality network. That's I think more important to us than having the biggest volumes. So if you want only volume, there might be other places to go. But if you want quality traffic, that should be us.
How do you fight fraudulent traffic, bot traffic?
Same, our compliance team, we have different tools in place for that, in-house tools, and we also use external tools to detect it. I cannot, unfortunately, give you more details because that would only make it easier for fraudsters to come in.
But is that a problem, really, bot traffic nowadays?
Of course it is. I think it always has been, and it always will be. But again, at the same time that we got better and better in detecting fraudulent advertisers, we got better and better in detecting fraudulent publishers as well. So I think in our network, we are pretty safe with that.
So what happens when you detect fraud traffic?
It really depends from case to case. We cannot say that if we detect a publisher that is 100% a fraudster, then obviously we shut the doors and he's out. If there is there's always a little bit of bot traffic in every traffic source, so you cannot avoid that completely. So we really decide from case to case and try to work with our publishers also. It means the first time we spot something like this, the first thing is not that we reject him. The first thing is that we reach out, inform the person about this. Say, okay, what's going on here? Are you aware of this? And then we try to find a solution together to improve the quality.
Can you let me know what your just normal routine day consists of?
Well, normally the first thing in the morning is I get up, I have my breakfast, and during the breakfast I start checking the numbers of the previous day already. So I go through the main statistics, the main sites that we have, see how our eCPMs evolved, our volumes, our revenues. So that I do before I even get to the office, and then on my way to the office in my car, I can already plan a bit. Okay, what is there anything any screws that we need to adjust or anything in order to improve things? And then it's a lot of meetings with phone meetings with partners, strategic partners. Need to make sure that all my departments are on spot, so one-to-one meetings with the managers.
What are 3 top tools that helps you, to do your job more efficiently?
My 3 top tools. Well, my number 1 tool is my laptop, I would say.
What kind of applications or software you use the most?
Applications and software we use the most, I would say, well, obviously the most used is our own platform, but then it's for me, I use Grafana quite a lot.
What is that, sorry?
Grafana. So that's a tool for business intelligence, basically. So we have a BI department here that pulls together all the numbers into nice dashboards where we can immediately detect trends that we have. If someone stopped campaigns or some eCPMs are down or anything, we immediately see those things meanwhile and can react to it and see, okay, what caused this drop or whatever. Or if we see something that is on the upwards trend, we have another chance to reach out to the advertiser and say, wow, great, it seems it works great for you. Can we help you to get more traffic to this offer? And yeah, so this is for sure the number 1.
Any other? Do you let's put it this way, what, helps you to work more efficiently? Do you make some notes or do you use to-do lists or that kind of thing?
Definitely, but I'm really kind of an old-fashioned person when it comes to that. So I have my notebook where I write by hand still.
All right.
And, I have my notes, but I also have my own system, how I manage my Gmail inbox. So it's very... I'm from Austria, so I hear that a lot in the office that I'm very organized person. So my Gmail inbox is very efficient, I would say, and that's why I never miss a single email. So.
Regarding to popunder traffic, am I correct saying that it's still generating you the biggest part of your profit?
Yes, I would say if you combine desktop and mobile, it's probably still the biggest part. But we are but adding now the video ads to that. So video is a very big part of our revenues already. So native is also a big part because it's like a banner basically, and we have lots of volumes there. And also, because we were speaking about popunders earlier already, what to do if they disappear, we came out now with the post-issue ad format for mobile.
Is that somehow similar to popunder?
Yes, it's a full page ad that pops up after a user action. So, for example, you click on a video or something, and then before or on a link to a video actually, and before the video loads, we show a full page ad.
Is it like a picture? Just like
it can be even interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the advertiser. So we're testing this at the moment. We just launched the first tests with this, and it has a little close button on there. And after a certain amount of seconds that we can adjust, it disappears. And this is perfectly in line with the Google regulations. It's accepted by Google, and we assume that it will pay the same kind of CPMs for a publisher than the mobile popunder.
Have advertisers already started to experiment on that?
Yes, it's already running, and we heard very good feedback from it. So
that can be a great alternative.
Yes.
To popunder traffic.
As soon as they disappear, we should switch to that.
But do you personally believe that popunder kind of traffic is going to disappear completely?
That's a very tough question. We are talking about this since, 3 years now, I think.
I have been hearing that for the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah. But it's still there. And what I can note, that popunder traffic is only getting more and more expensive.
Yeah.
Over the last few years. Do you probably know why? Is it like decreased supply or increased demand? What is that?
There is a little bit of decreased supply for sure, because also Google regulated already the way a popunder can be triggered. For example, most of the sites had, if you click on just on the background of the page somewhere, you could trigger a popunder, and this is already not permitted by Google anymore. So it has to be on a user action, for example. So that already cut out a lot of volume, and obviously those clicks were not very high quality probably, because if the user clicks somewhere, it's kind of an accidental click or something, and it triggers an ad, might be of less quality than when he actually wants to go somewhere and then gets the popunder. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this killed quite a bit of percentage from each side. And also I think the publishers have become a bit more careful with how many pops they want to launch. So most of our publishers launch one pop per user per session, or even per 24 hours.
Do you have any publishers who just stopped working with popunders totally?
There are actually some sites that do not trigger any popunder, for better user experience. It's typically sites with very high amount of organic traffic that are very careful.
Let's touch push notifications. That is brandy new kind of traffic, and that's trending. I mean, I see that everywhere, and you have also started to offer that.
Yeah.
Do you personally think that push notifications here to stay?
They're here to be regulated, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that very soon there will be a regulation done for that, in terms of user capping or something, frequency capping for it, because some people are going a bit over the top maybe with that and sending tons of messages to the users that. It's always like that when something is new in the market. There's always some players that try to push it to the limits, and I think that at some point it will be regulated, but I'm not sure it will disappear or something. So from what I heard, also Google is kind of happy with it, in a sense that it drives users back to their browser. So that's why they like it. So I think it's just going to be a regulation.
Do you have any plans to increase volume, to offer more?
Yeah, absolutely. We plan to increase those volumes, but at the moment we just launched it like 2 months ago, so at the moment it's not crazy volumes yet. But
what is feedback from both sides, from advertisers and publishers? Are everyone happy?
Yeah, the advertisers are constantly asking for more traffic, so we are working hard in our publishing team to get more supply from our partners.
What is feedback from publishers?
Actually, since we are normally not going too crazy on the amount of notifications that we send out, I mean, the publisher can also limit that. The feedback is good so far, so there's no complaints. Some publishers are still afraid to do it because it is quite aggressive in that sense. So we will see how it evolves over the next months.
Do you have any plans to launch probably any new kind of traffic type next year, or
we constantly
working on something?
We constantly look into that. I mean, we will before we launch anything brand new, we make sure that the things that we have are taken to 100% capacity of what we can do with those formats. So, for example, on native is really the number one focus for us at the moment. So here we developed a brand new setup for publishers, basically, so they can configure their widget within our platform however they want it. So they can define sizes, colors, fonts, whatever they want, to make it easier for publishers that don't have so much experience in CSS. And that's a very handy tool for them. So in no time you can configure basically a widget, see how it looks like immediately, and you can replace your old banner spot with our widget and just test it versus the banner.
So it's easy for publishers to switch from banners to native.
It will be shortly.
It will be.
So I've just seen the first demo version of what we will bring out, and we'll actually, probably by the time this video is going to be published, it's already out there.
Do you know how many active affiliates, advertisers you have at the moment who actually buy traffic?
It's a good question. I think we have, it's 5 digits for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like more than 10,000.
Yeah.
Great. And all of them are active, actually buying traffic.
Yeah, I think this is more or less not all of them are active, but this is more like the number we have in our platform. I don't know exactly how many of them are actively spending right now, but I'll find out for the next interview.
That's a huge number,
Yeah.
actually. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And do you know, in terms of geography, from where you see more clients?
I would say for us, the probably biggest markets are Russia and North America.
Mm-hmm.
The moment, so that's why most of the people in our sales team are native Russian speakers. It's a huge number of of affiliates we support from there, and the other reason for North America is that we have this office in Montreal to be able to give them better support from there during their working hours.
And how do you attract new advertisers, new affiliates?
We attend, we attend a lot of trade shows. That's number one. So we have a clear trade show plan for every year. We do sponsorships here and there, and usually we always, in every trade show that we go to, we have our own stand to make sure that affiliates can find us and can come and talk to us and meet us face to face. I still think that this old-fashioned way is very, very important. You have to. We see that all the time. Like when you once met a client face to face, the relationship is completely different than it was before, just when you know a person over Skype or something.
Yeah, can you tell me the most effective channels to attract new affiliates? Trade shows goes first for sure.
Trade shows for sure. Forums. We're very active on a bunch of Russian forums as well, so we make sure we always are active there and are available for discussions over there as well. But I think it's a lot of affiliates also coming through xHamster, for example, where you have the when you hit advertising on xHamster, you get sent to us. So that obviously helped a lot to have a strong partner like that.
Do you have your in-house monetization team, a media buying team?
Yeah. This is actually one thing that I launched when I joined TrafficStars. And yes, we do have that, but the duty of this team is really not to make profits or anything. It's really to make sure the publisher gets the best possible payout.
So it's mostly for testing, you think?
It's not really testing. It's to make sure that all the GOs, all possible devices, combinations with operating systems and everything is covered. And we have campaigns running on everything. Because when we would just rely on direct advertisers, there would, or DSPs, there would be some traffic left over, some niches or something. And this team makes sure that nothing is unsold.
So do you work with direct advertisers, or you have your own products, or how do you monetize it?
We don't have all our own products. We work with a few strategic partners.
Are those affiliate networks or product owners?
It could be both. It really depends on our needs or where we need more coverage. But usually it's companies, affiliate networks, CPA networks that have a broad coverage that we can use, so worldwide smart links or something like that.
Is it another just a stream of profit for you, or is it significant anyhow?
It's not really the goal of this department to make profits. The goal is rather to break even on the media buys that this department makes with the payouts that we generate. So we do this in favor of our publishers in order to make sure we're able to pay out the highest possible rates around the world.
So you don't have any unsold traffic now?
No, everything goes to different offers.
And how did it work before with unsold traffic?
It was not really unsold traffic in that sense. It just was, there was just a fewer amount of offers that would cover this traffic that we don't sell to direct advertisers. And now it's much more strategic setup, basically, that we focus on different markets, on different devices, different niches of offers and everything in order to monetize much better.
Do you have any plans to grow that the team?
We will have to, because we constantly grow our amount of traffic, so we need more people to cover this. But this is not our intention. So our intention is still to be a self-serve ad network for our advertisers and for our DSPs.
For those who wanted to start online business, would you advise them to try affiliate marketing, really?
Yes, why not? There is a lot of opportunities in that. The only thing is never make the mistake to think it's a lifestyle. I mean, it comes with a certain lifestyle if you're successful, yes. But in the beginning, especially, it requires big budgets. Meanwhile, because
and a lot of hard work, I guess.
Yes, and a lot of hard work. So
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy at all. Even for me, that I had this experience and everything, we can see that if I would do it by myself, it would not at all be easy. Like I would need to find the right offers, combine them with the right traffic sources, keep testing and testing and testing, and this, as we just said, it requires big budgets as well in order to make a profit.
Regarding to budget, see.
Again,
yeah.
This is incredible.
That's how it goes, man. And regarding to budget, what is the right amount to start with, in your opinion, nowadays?
I think it really depends. You need to calculate this for yourself, I think, because it depends on the type of money you need and you want to earn.
If you are unexperienced, totally.
If you're totally unexperienced, then find someone with experience first, I would say.
Consult.
Who can consult you, because otherwise it's going to be very expensive, your testing. But
in your opinion, 10,000 is enough to start.
To make what? It depends. If you calculate, you make first of all, you need to calculate what's your profit margin on the product you're gonna promote. Okay, if you have a 20% profit margin, you have 10,000 to invest. You make 2,000 out of this. If you make those profits in the first month, but you know what happens then? You need to wait for your payouts.
Yeah, cash flow is very important.
Cash flow, month number 2, you're out of cash. So that's why you have to think this through and really plan it out for the first couple of months until you generate more and more cash flow for yourself.
What kind of traffic would you recommend to try first of all for newcomers?
I would probably start with adult traffic, since it's not that broad, and yes, there are niches and everything, but the type of traffic is very similar from one side to another, so which in mainstream can be very broad.
And what kind of traffic, like popunders or push or native?
That totally depends on your type of offer, but let's say you start with a dating offer, for example, which probably is an easier way of doing it, because many times you get deals where you get CPL payouts, for example, that make it easier for you to understand quicker which traffic source converts for you. And then I would probably start with native. Yeah, because for a very simple reason, not many advertisers yet have, or affiliates yet have mastered this format.
Let's help those people to master it. We discussed native traffic today, and that's brand new.
Yeah.
Not many are aware of that.
Yeah.
And you are saying that is a great opportunity and that is converting well.
Totally.
Let's make something up.
Okay.
Let's have a competition.
Yeah, I'm definitely in for that.
Anything in your mind? How can we help affiliates, to get their feet in?
Well, I think the best thing that we can do for affiliates, new or not, to this format, is to help them by coaching them. So I can imagine what we could do that is beneficial to, like we from TrafficStars provide you an exclusive hour of coaching with one of our account managers. They're all super well trained on native ads and have experience with it.
Do they have any kind of insights, something that they can share?
Totally, we have a whole guide that we can share with that person, and where you can see exactly like which type of pictures to use, which type of headlines usually convert best or make the user click. And apart from that, like we can advise which traffic sources to test first, and like what's the strategy in terms of where should your bid be and what device.
So pretty much everything to make a good start.
Exactly. So first we have a look which offer it is, where you want to promote it, and then we can define a strategy together.
And in order to receive it, what one should do?
That's a good question. So I think you said you will publish this just before New Year.
Yes.
So
We will.
Why don't we do that? That we say, okay, we want to hear your in the comments of this video. We want to see the top 3 comments with New Year resolutions of affiliates.
Okay, I like it.
You like it? That's good.
Should it be like affiliate?
Oh, it can,
or it can be about anything.
Anything that we decide is the best.
You know what I'm thinking about? You are the first who give his resolution.
We give our resolution first. Well, again, to sum it up, top 3 comments receive 1 hour of training each on native ads. Exclusive training
from TrafficStars.
TrafficStars with our sources, our guidelines. 1 hour with a dedicated account manager that is a specialist on this format to make sure you get successful in what you do.
And you will be provided with some of creatives and materials,
Yes.
everything pretty much to make a good start.
We'll
with
coach
native.
you until the campaign is live. That's
You heard it.
what we offer.
So 3 best comments with New Year's resolution will be chosen basically.
Yes,
We will do it together.
we will choose that together. Yeah.
Nice one.
I think we know where we want to go with this, and be creative and submit them, please. So our New Year's resolution.
I want to hear your New Year's
speaking about
resolution.
TrafficStars, I think the most important thing for next year for me is to focus on the people here in the company. You already mentioned it before, we're a great team and everything, but I think we want to build on this. So for us, the thing is that now, since we got to this size, we have these new company values that we put in place. We want to define everything that we do in here around those values. And it will be from our team building events to the people we hire to the marketing material that we will change. So everything will be around this new way of TrafficStars, I would say. We like to call it TrafficStars 2.0. That started now, and we really want to take this to the next level. The conditions to qualify for the exclusive training, 1 hour of training for native advertising, including our native ads guide. Submit us your New Year's resolution for 2019. We want to hear what you have planned. We will pick together the top 3.
We will.
And those 3 will be contacted by us and receive this training. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope to talk to you soon or see you soon in the next event. And thank you for watching.
See you next time. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you,
It
Roman.
has been a very interesting conversation.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Okay, you ready? You want to do Merry Christmas one more time?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
3.
No, again. I failed.
We're not TrafficStars. 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 Run native. Run native.
I was recording this video actually.